Welcome. We are camping below zero in a winter forest. Find a lynx tracks near our campsite, cook amazing food on the fire, build a bushcraft shelter, and try to survive the night. The Finnish wintertime has been kind of strange lately. Sometimes it's multiple degrees below freezing, like 30 Celsius, and sometimes it's like now, it's almost above zero. Look, the bunny trail. The last weekend the weather was so nice, -5 degrees Celsius, perfect weather for camping, and I thought I would go on the next weekend, but then the heat wave came and everything is so wet. All the branches and the trees are super wet. I hope we can find enough dead, dry branches so we can get the fire started. Otherwise this trip will be completely miserable. At least there is plenty of dead trees around. A few weeks back there was massive winds that made windfalls around here. Well, that's not a dog. There have been quite a few wolves and lynxes around these parts of Finland, so hopefully we don't get any visitors on night time. But I'm not too concerned of the lynxes and wolves. Once I get the fire roaring, I think it will keep them out. I think we find ourselves a camping site. It's a little bit on this valley, so there shouldn't be too much wind, and hopefully no lynxes or wolves. Oh, my gloves! We don't want to get them wet at this point of the trip. We want to clear as much snow from the campsite as possible, because when it melts completely from the fire and the heat, we will be soaked. The campsite is clean as it can be for the moment. The next thing, we need to get some firewood before the sun goes down. The days aren't too long in the Finland on the winter time, so we need to act fast. I see. The clipping mechanism of the saw blade has gotten stuck on the other side of the saw blade, so we really want to use a saw on these bigger logs. This little tooth was the problem. It was the other side of the blade and wouldn't open. But now it works, hopefully. Another thing to watch out, especially when you're almost slipped, especially when you're camping by yourself, are the slippery slope edges of the cliffs and tree branches and all the other stuff. We do not want to get injured on these trips. I think some of the tree is usable, but other parts of it have been on the snow when wet too long. Some of these windfalls are super deadly. You do not want to be under that thing when it comes rolling down the hill. You need to be aware where you cut. Well, that would be a lynx. It's a bit of round on the prints and quite big. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there might be two. There's the bigger ones and then there are the smaller ones that go on top of the big ones. So maybe a mama and a cub. So more neighbors, I guess. Like I said, you really do not want to get injured on these trips. I'm completely soaked. Next step, I think, is to get the fire going so we can get some of our clothes to dry up and get the place heated up. And a reminder, in Finland you cannot salvage trees, live branches, even windfalls without the landowner's permission, so need to have that before you do anything like this. The wood is completely soaked. Let's hope this goes well. Good place to get the fire going is to get these little branches from the bottom parts of the trees. They are usually, if they snap, they are usually pretty dry up. The moss on the branches is really wet, so you want to get them clean up a bit. These ones on the other hand will not be dry, as they clearly have some life power. But the lower branches usually just snap off, and you can see that they are dry inside, so they make perfect firewood starter. I hope I won't get smoked at night. I will start stacking firewood around the fire, so as the fire burns, it will dry them up and make them easier to burn. It's important to keep drinking during the winter time also, because your body is constantly giving water up, so remember to drink. It's getting dark really fast. We do need some more firewood, so maybe we will go before it's completely dark. Wow, that was tough. I think that was an absolute maximum for this little saw. Whew, man, I'm tired. There's still so much things to do. So let's keep at it. Whew. I think the shelter is finished for the most part. Of course there could be improvements, but for the time being it shall do. Man, I haven't eaten anything today. I'm so hungry. And it's now 6 or 7 p.m. So I think it's time for the dinner. Everything is so wet. Today we will be having some deer from this season. Man, that looks good. Maybe we try to clean it up a bit. Some salt. I don't want to throw anything away. I will just cook it all. Everything is eatable, and especially when there are Ooh. Oh no. It was a different kind of. Now it will be pepper steak. Oh boy. Man. Too much. What can you do? I'm so hungry. It will be fine. We will cook it with butter. Butter makes all things better. I think the pepper will dissolve. Hopefully it's not too bad. It can't be. Beer is always good. Meantime, while the steak cooks, we can go get some snow melting so we can get some more water. I didn't bring much. Now look at that. That's so good. I'm so hungry. Nice. That is so good. It might be because I'm so hungry, but I don't care. That's done. Amazing meat. White-tailed deer, one of my absolute favorites. And the pepper, it wasn't that bad. Time to do the dishes. Nothing is better in a cold winter than hot cocoa. One of the reasons I decided to start the YouTube channel now is because my grandfather died last Friday. And he was the one that took me to my first adventures on the Finnish Lapland and Norway, tenting and wandering. And his father before him was my great grandfather, was a Finnish war veteran. He used to go on these long adventures on Finnish Lapland to find gold on the gold rush season. He used to be on the adventures for 6 months. He would go on the spring and they would go get him on the fall. And he would build himself a korsu, this underground cabin style, little bit like a Shire in the Hobbit, the hole in the ground, and they would get him out on the fall before the snows came. And I have always wondered what would those adventures look like on video form. There are some photos and stuff that you can look, but it would be so cool to see how he lived out of the nature for the 6 months he was there. And that's one reason I wanted to make my own YouTube channel, so I can record my own adventures and hopefully show them to someone or myself if I don't remember them when I'm old. Yep, that hit the spot right. Back on it. My boots and my gloves are soaking wet. I put them to dry and you can see the steam coming out of them. You can even see the pants smoking out the moisture. I can't find my saw. No. Where is it? Here. So I think that's plenty of firewood for the night. It's not that cold, so maybe we don't need to stoke it so often. We will see how it goes, but I think that's enough. Next one, the bed and some food. Canned deer meat, kinda like spam, and also dehydrated fruits, peanuts, really good. Let's taste. Yeah, really good. Or again, I might be hungry. I thought I heard something like a steps. There are deers, a lot of them around here, so wouldn't be a surprise. Done. Really nice. And of course, you can't forget hot chocolate. Oh yeah. That's cozy. I just hope there's no sharp branches on the logs I carried, that I clean them up well, so the sleeping pad won't get any holes on it during the night. Maybe a spark can get a hole on it. I don't know. We will see. We hope it won't happen. I gathered all the firewood around the fire, so as the fire burns, it will dry up the wood and it's much easier to catch on fire. Hopefully I won't wake up so that all the firewood is burning, but I think it should be contained and fairly stable so they won't fall in the fire. But they will be drying up as the fire burns. It makes it much easier to get them burning. Before I get to bed, now would be a perfect time to change some dry. My socks are wet, t-shirt, my trousers, everything is wet. The wet clothes do not bother so much when you are active and doing something, but when you settle down, go to sleep, it will radically make me warmer during the night. That feels nice. After a long day of soaking clothes, getting something dry. Yeah. Oof, man, I'm tired. I will see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. Had a stoke fire a couple of times during the night, but other than that, my sleeping system has a hole in it. Either one spark from the flames came and poked on it, or one of the branches, but it won't hold any air. So I've been sleeping on the logs. There's just this sleeping bag between us. There's no air.
The mattress is completely deflated. I could only feel the wood under my back.
I hope you had fun watching this. I think this trip was a success, although the mattress got deflated. Hope you liked the video. Please hit a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and see you on the next one.